Welcome to Barkhausen Nature Bites. Today we're talking about these critters right here, which are wood ducks. And wood ducks are kind of like should ducks, a little bit different than could ducks. Just remember that a could duck, should duck, if it could duck, we'll go with that. But for wood ducks, they definitely have one of the more striking plumages or feather patterns, really of all birds, but especially of ducks and waterfowl. Males are bright colors to attract the females. Females a little more drabber in color that allows them to blend in better for the nesting season. And wood ducks do live, spoiler, in the woods, flooded swamp areas, lots of trees, lots of brush. That's a preferred habitat. They have a couple adaptations to really help them maneuver around all those trees and the brush. They have one of the largest eyes of all duck species. They also have one of the broadest wings in proportion to the wing length of all duck species, and that helps them really be agile flyers moving around all that tree and the brush. And they also have long toenails or claws on their feet, allow them easily perch on those trees. And right about now in early spring, female, she's going to start looking for a place to nest, and she's going to nest in a hollow spot of a tree, so a cavity in a tree, a nesting cavity, and that's what she'll look for. She can't make one on her own, so she's got to look for like a branch of broken off a tree, the wood rotting down inside of it, maybe an old woodpecker nesting cavity they're not using anymore if it's large enough for her, or maybe a wood duck box like what's behind me right there, and that's what she used to nest in. And those nesting cavities could be 2 feet off the ground, they could be 70 feet off the ground, so quite a range of height. It really depends where she can find a cavity to nest in. Once she finds one, she'll take off some down feathers, line the inside of her nest, lay about 6 to 16 eggs. Now sometimes there could be more eggs, there could be 20 eggs, there could be 30 eggs even. And what happens is other wood duck females might fly by and lay their eggs in her nest. So let's just say she's in a nest box behind me, and then another female wood duck flies by, goes in there, lays her eggs in there, leaves. Now this female is not only incubating her own eggs, but also the other females, and that's called egg dumping, and it does happen pretty commonly with wood ducks. So after about a month of incubation, so 28 to 37 days, the eggs are going to hatch, and then the ducklings have a really dramatic way of entering the world. The mom's going to go, actually there's a wood duck calling right there above me. The mom's going to go down on the ground right below the nesting cavity, and she's going to start talking to her babies, clucking to her babies, making little noises, basically telling those ducklings in that nesting cavity, hey, I know you just hatched, but you're going to jump. And they're going to do that. They're going to do that the morning after they hatch. They're going to hatch next morning. They're going to jump out of that nesting cavity, which is a pretty big leap of faith. And they're just going to look down at mom, jump down there, and they can't fly yet. So they just kind of flutter down like little fuzzy tennis balls and bounce off the ground. And they're so light and fluffy, they're unharmed. And once they're all down there, mom's going to crown them together and lead them over to a wetland. And those ducklings will hang around with that mother for about 7 to 9 weeks until they're able to fly. She might have a second brood or second family for the year. Wood ducks are one of the few species of ducks that actually have 2 broods, sometimes 2 families in a year, depending on the weather. Now wood ducks, we sometimes forget this, but they're almost wiped out in the early 1900s due to overhunting, loss of habitat. And with protections in place and efforts being put out there to put wood duck boxes like what's behind me out there, their populations really increased dramatically. And if you have any interest in putting up a wood duck box, a lot of information online, or contact us here at Barkhausen. We can definitely help you out with some designs of how to make your own wood duck nest box. So definitely this spring, as you're walking out and about, keep your eyes out for these really amazing waterfowl, these amazing ducks. Really, spring is a good time to see them before they get really secretive during the nesting season. The best time to go look for a wood duck is right at the crack of dawn. Thanks for watching Barkhausen Nature Bites.